do it.
Lux Leonis is the name of the brand. You should order from it. Wonderful soap. It'll change your life. And if you are ever going a little happy for the summer to track sharks on the Triton, bring some with.
Most definitely. Keep yourself moisturized, keep those harmful rays from doing too much damage.
I grew up in Florida, and I never use any skincare. I look like I'm about 58, and I'm 38. So you got to be careful out there. You got to watch out. You got to watch out for that sun. Now, that serving. So this is. I realize that Japan is not South Korea, but when I moved to South Korea as well, I had to get used to that. But we didn't really always do age per se. It was just one person would pour, and then they would put it down, and then you would pour for them. So we didn't do age when we went out to eat. But actually, Norbert, who you met on this podcast, Deep Blue Sea, the podcast, you pour for people, and then they pour for you.
How
so that
brutal
was fun.
would that be if it was the youngest looking person, and then you had to serve the oldest looking person first?
Oh, dear.
Who is it going to be tonight?
Yeah, that's not going to end well for many people.
Petty between a group of friends.
Yeah, the youngest looking person. Yeah, that's really subjective. That's how friendships break apart.
Yeah, who would decide?
Yeah.
Imagine if you're with coworkers.
Oof.
That would get ugly.
Yeah.
Wow. So then if you do that with coworkers, you'd have to get everyone's age. But then they wouldn't want to divulge that. So all right, I'm just going by look.
You just get the person in HR to do it because they know everyone's age.
Yeah, that's
what. Remember the time that Brenda served me first? What was she thinking?
And that was the downfall of Meg's skincare company.
Yeah.
I like that we've come up with a bunch of spin podcasts. Salad Spinner, Spin Care.
Yeah.
Spin Take.
Spinning in the kitchen.
There's a DJ podcast with Nick Rehack.
Just spinning those records. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So you know what I was noticing? So I was looking through this, and I noticed that Deep Blue Sea, the trilogy, is the only horror monster movie trilogy to headline the main female character is a doctor. Right?
All three, yeah.
We have Dr. McAllister, Dr. Misty Calhoun, and Dr. Emma Collins as our heroes. That's pretty great.
It's fantastic.
I love all the doctors in here. How would you rate these doctors, Meg? Oh, that's tough.
Likability or skills or
whatever you want. Hey, who looks the youngest?
No, definitely not doing that. I would say probably Emma, and then McAllister, and then Misty.
And then Misty? Dr. Misty Calhoun?
Mm-hmm.
Misty Calhoun last?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, that's probably the order in which I like the movies as well.
Who would you want to be your boss?
Well, definitely not McAllister.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably
true.
Emma.
Got it.
Who would you want to be your doctor?
Happy with? Yeah. Who would you want to be your doctor?
I would want to be on Little Happy with the Little Happy crew. I mean, before they die, obviously, but...
How would the dynamics be different if it was Dr. Misty Calhoun and not Dr. Emma Collins?
Ooh, you guys are the experts. What do you think?
Jay?
Oh, Misty is...
Yeah, I went to Megan than you.
She seems more aggressive, I would say. She's more confrontational, Dr. Misty Calhoun. So I feel like... Emma holds her own. She's not against confrontation. She literally kills a person in this film. I think it might play out very similarly, to be honest. Yeah.
Misty does have empathy because she remembers everyone's name. She barely knows them. She asks where they are. And when she gets a door locked on her, she really isn't afraid. She's like, all right, I'll go the other way.
But I feel like she's less personable. She's less sit down and do shots with her.
That's true.
She doesn't get a chance to kind of show her fun side in Deep Blue Sea 2. She just gets to be angry at Carl at every opportunity.
I feel like there's a lot more focus on Emma in this movie, too.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Misty is a big part of Deep Blue Sea, too, but this is really kind of focused on her backstory and her past togetherness with people.
Yeah, with Dr. Richard Lowell.
Yeah.
Lowell.
And she has more agency in terms of the climax of this film than Misty did. Who Misty at some points is kind of just along for the ride.
That's true. Yeah.
And you know what we discovered in Deep Blue Sea, too, is that Misty and Trader Slent, Trent Slater, Slater Trent. Slater Trent. Man, they don't have to go through much.
Nope, they do very little.
But in this one, I mean, Emma Collins, she gets whacked by a great white. Then she has to fight Bren Foster. Then she, has to actually then fight a bull shark. And she gets in some scraps.
She keeps going. Like, she keeps getting put through the ringer in this movie. That's why I say it's much more focused on her. In Deep Blue Sea 2, they're split up. There's a focus on Trent and each of them getting out. And Trent is actually the one who gets to call in the on-fire, sinking lab.
Unfired.
So I'd say this is, like, all Emma in this movie.
Yeah, Emma's great. She's a great doctor. All about Emma? Hey.
They should, you know what I would love to see?
What?
A redo of this movie. Same cast, call it Emma. Same location, but have them actually do Emma.
Whoa, with Bill Nighy?
No, with this cast.
Oh. Can we put Bill Nighy on there?
I get it.
As the dad?
Yeah, we kind of have to.
I mean, Bill Nighy's the best.
He is the best.
Man, I would love that. And then Gwyneth Paltrow just goes by in a boat in the background. She'd be an executive producer. How's that sound?
She'd dress up as a shark.
Well, she has great skincare, too. Goop.
Did you guys notice that when we're introduced to the two bad guys in this movie, that they sort of look like they're twinning? They're both wearing dark blue shirts. They've got dark hair and beards, and they look very similar when they're introducing themselves to the crew in the church.
Yes, absolutely. It looks like they're wearing a uniform, almost.
It does, until later on when you see a wider shot and they have different pants on, but still, it's very...
And they just continue, next week they wear similar wetsuits, but that's next week. But yeah.
Well, when you're on a boat for a long time with people, you wear the same clothes.
You clearly have a uniform. I also looked that up, by the way, hoping there was some sort of interesting meaning behind it, but it's an island in Greece.
Yeah, I did the same thing last week. Stathos is nothing.
And I really kept digging into it. Nothing.
I wish they would have dressed up like the people from Life Aquatic.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Imagine them getting out the boat.
Very Steve Zissou.
With the shoes, the shorts.
The hats.
Oh, that'd be so good. Sue George behind them. So it can't be Bowie covers. You can't do that twice. What would you like to hear Sue George cover in Portuguese? Taking Back Sunday. Done.
Fun.
All right,
Sure.
cool. That'd be interesting because there's two singers on that. I would love it. But no, going back to the doctor theme, I love, too, that Dr. Richard Lowell has 2 doctorates. And it makes me happy. And also, Megan, I want to tell you something that won't make you happy. The University of Miami, they have a really good shark research and shark conservation program. So where do you think he went to school? Or did they ever say where they lived? He moved to Australia. So
yeah,
presumably
they didn't say from
met.
where.
So let's see. James Cook University, the Sims Lab.
So he has 2 PhDs. What is the other one?
Well, it's a double PhD in shark neurology, so it sounds like he has 2 PhDs in shark neurology.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but...
Agreed.
I would like for someone to explain that.
I think they went to Hopkins Marine Station at Stanford, California. They seem very Cali. What do you think?
Yeah, I can see it. She seems very Cali for sure, so...
All right, we solved it. I wish he had diplomas on his wall in his office. Like he takes those on the boat.
He so would too, right?
Yeah.
He framed it, but it's a really deep frame so he can fit fish in the front of it. They just swim around in front of it.
Ooh.
Like a tank?
Yeah.
It attaches to the back of those tanks.
Yeah, exactly.
So, aren't there what do they call them? Shadow box. This is a fish box.
Yeah, it's a fish box.
Oh my gosh.
I don't see why it couldn't be done. I've seen those guys on tanks do all kinds of stuff.
A double PhD means you'll obtain your PhD degree from 2 different institutions.
Oh.
So he studied the same thing at 2 different places.
I think so.
That's why he went to Australia, to finish up.
No, it's like getting a second one.
Wow. I mean,
I guess you're just studying with different professors to learn more.
He's working with Big Pharma, making bank.
Yeah, he is, on the Thassos.
Which is a junker, but it can run.
And, and can clearly defy gravity with its pitchers of water.
And Emma Collins, when she says that, Dr. Emma Collins says that the boat looks kind of old. It looks nice, does it not? I'm not a boat expert.
Yeah. I mean, well, she says that he's gone down in the world, so maybe he's been used to working on better boats, like
the Chimera boats.
Yes. Yeah, those lovely wood-panelled ones.
Whoa.
That was Deep Blue Sea 2, wasn't it? That was
that nice
Durant
boat.
Pharmaceuticals.
And Megan, you even commented on how nice that boat was in Deep Blue Sea.
Well, you see it for a long time.
I think everybody commented on that boat.
It's because it's like a solid 10 minutes of just watching this boat.
Somebody called it a favorite, clearly.
And then there's a 3-minute scene where a guy lets people out of the boat. Like, he takes their hands and takes them out of the boat. The Marine
You
Corps.
get out, and then you get out. And then Misty's going to hand you your bag, and then you get out.
Yeah, this scene with the two of them on this boat is just a series of barbs, because at the end he tells her not to touch anything that looks expensive. It's so rude.
Well, to me, that everything to me is a nod to Jurassic Park, but I feel like a nod to Jurassic Park when they're in the car and Gennaro says to the kids, "Is that heavy? This is expensive. Put it back." So,
yeah.
To me, I was like, Jurassic Park. So again, that's
Why
just
not?
how I go through life.
Yeah. Do you do that at work too when you're doing your engineering?
Yes.
Do you go, hey, look at me? Do you do that when no one's doing that?
Ian, freeze! I don't work with anyone called Ian, so that really goes down well. Yeah.
Do you hate things that spit? Do you stay away from llamas?
I try not to touch computers because they just stop working when I do.
I was going to make a joke about holding on to butts, but that's a little...
Yeah, it's
too much.
that would be problematic.
This is what I was thinking about, since there's so many doctors in Deep Blue Sea, and then I started researching it, and there's a lot of doctors in horror films in general. There's just so many doctors in cinema, and then horror cinema, and then monster cinema. So what I'm going to do is, all three of us, I'm doing it, I said it, we're all three going to pick, we're going to draft doctors. So since it would have been 10, we don't want to do 15, that's a lot. So we'll do 4 each, 4 doctors each. From horror or monster movies. All right. So Jay, you get first pick.
Okay. So has to be horror movies. I'm going with my boy Jeff Goldblum, Seth Brundle in The Fly.
Yep, Seth Brundle. I thought you were going to say Jurassic Park.
No, because you explicitly told me I can't pick Jurassic Park films. I wasn't going to anyway because I was going to win everything. I just picked 4 doctors in Jurassic Park films. But
Seth Brundle, The Fly, the
yes,
Brundle Fly.
The Brundle Fly.
Beautiful pick.
Which just the effects in that film are great, and he should have been nominated for an Oscar for that performance. It's incredible. It's maybe the best work he's ever done.
Amen. What a beautiful movie. Great arm snapping and arm wrestling.
Yeah, great ears falling off. Just a really disgusting film.
When I show my students clips from horror movies, I show them the gross scene in the bathroom in The Fly just to show it to them, and I always gross them out.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. It's gross.
Yeah. And then I show them Over the Top because I love arm wrestling in movies. And I tell them about the time that I snapped someone's arm wrestling. It's brutal, Meg.
I'll have to hear that one day on the show.
Go for it, Meg.
I gotta do it. I'm gonna go with Dr. Emma Collins from Deep Blue Sea 3.
Hey! Dr. Emma. She's the best. She crushes it. All right, Deep Blue Sea 3. All right, I'm up. I am going to say Dr. Carlisle Cullen, Peter Fasinelli from Twilight.
Okay.
He does good work.
That's a random pull. I like it.
I'm doing it. Dr. Carlisle Cullen.
Horror
Twilight.
adjacent, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, vampires. Monster movie.
Fine. Okay. I'm fine. I'm gonna take Wilford Brimley, Blair from The Thing.
No.
Yeah, I did it. You should have taken it first round, Mark.
Yeah,
I took a Kurt Russell film.
Yeah, I have it in my notes right here.
Well, cross it out.
Well, we're toast, Megan, so let's have some fun.
Oh, I've got some good ones.
All right, who you got?
All right, I've got Dr. Heinrich Vollmer from A Cure for Wellness. Jason Isaac.
Yeah, Dr. Vollmer. I love that movie. Making people drink gross water and eels. I love A Cure for Wellness.
So weird and long.
This is going to be the best one ever. Dr. Harry Block from Evolution.
I had... that was on my list.
I mean, listen, Orlando Jones is wildly underappreciated in that movie. He is so good. So Dr. Harry Block from Evolution.
Yeah, he's great. He knows exactly what he's doing.
And he showers with his volleyball team.
Yeah, I mean... There's
that's always struck me as odd, but whatever.
there's a definite cancer